Of Eden, thank you for joining me. And today I have another inspirational clip, another pearl of wisdom for you from the infamous Kanye West. And I know a lot of people are like, wow, Kanye, here we go, right? He's been wilding out. What do you have to say? Listen, I have nothing but love for Kanye. You will not hear me try to analyze him or tear him down or any of the sorts. I believe that Kanye is a chosen vessel that is being used by God, and that has not changed. And many of you may say, wow, really? Even with all of the wilding out, even with all of the Twitter rants? Yes, with all of that, because I don't go off of what I see or hear with my natural eye. I believe what the Lord has told me, and nothing has changed about the word that God has given me regarding Kanye West and him being a chosen vessel. Now, my thing is, we have to pray because the warfare is very high. When you are a spiritually chosen vessel that God is using at that level, you've got to understand the warfare that he faces is extremely high. So, I'm very loyal to the word of God, not necessarily to the individual. I know it can appear that way, like, man, she supports them like 100, everything they do. It's not that I'm supporting everything that they do, because obviously there are things that I just don't agree with. I support the word that the Lord has spoken over their life, and I speak to their potential. So I want to share this clip because too often people will forget your greatness. People will forget all of the wonderful things that you've done and you have achieved until you're up and out of here, and then people want to sing your praises. That's what they did to the prophets. The Bible actually, within the scriptures, scrutinizes people, because it's like, woe unto you. You sing praises of the prophets, but you killed them, you murdered them, you counseled them, with this counsel culture that we see. But anyways, enough of the talking, because, I can go on and on. I want to show this clip to you all, and then I'll react to it as we go through it, just, because of the copyrights and things of that nature, Got to do things a certain way, but let's jump into the first clip.
Trust your gut. Trust your instincts, because that instinct is who God made you to be. Not what lines up with your like frat brothers, or what lines up with what your dad wanted, or what lines up with your classmates, or it's just God has something inside of you, and when you walk down the street, you're thinking about it, and then you just see it in the window, and you go down another street and you see the same thing, or you're thinking about a number and that number pops up, or you see it on a license plate, and that's just something is trying to say, be the maximum be the maximum you, and God won't give you anything that you can't handle. So for me, everything is a yes. I think they say be like water. I know Bruce Lee said that. Or matter of fact, just be, because we are beings with engineering opportunities.
My first fashion show in Paris, Christine Santanera, that went on to be Virgil's main stylist at Louis, she's working with us at Gap, right? So when the Balenciaga, I told her, remember the night before the first fashion show in Paris back in like 2011? And the stuff, it was barely coming together. And she started crying and said, they all gonna laugh at you. And I gave her a hug and said, but we still gonna do it. That laughing, that's a holographic wall of shame that you just gotta go through. But to just get into that mentality of maximum confidence, me and Justin be on that maximum confidence. Me and Future be on that maximum confidence. This video game is 2 buttons you can hit, love or fear. And we about that love, not being in fear. And sometimes I go real like radical with it. Like, okay, just come and get me. Because I'd rather that than to live in fear. Because if you living in fear, you're the walking dead anyway. You're a zombie.
It's for me to have this platform and express exactly what I feel, because it's kids out there, right, that it's kids that are going to save the world through engineering and through facts. And I've got to download as much of the information and as much of the don't be afraid to state your facts is the biggest thing, because the world is being ran by fear. And that is, no, actually God runs the world, but there's just like little cloud, this patina of our ego that deals with the money and the car and the girl we're dating and all this and the clothes we wear and spending too much on clothes and a lot of stuff that I've been involved with promoting. So now what I'm promoting is you have the idea, you say it out loud, like if you had Tourette's. Say your truth out loud. If you hate Ye, you hate me, say that out loud. Say whatever you feel out loud. Like you say it non-violently, non-violent. I have to say that like as a shout out to Alex Jones and Trump, where they try to say that when they say their truths out loud, that it's inciting violence. So let's be like really clear.
I love that, because I agree with him. I'm like, why do we have to counsel people because you don't agree with the way I think? And furthermore, why is there such a disdain? Why is there such a hate that goes along with it if you don't subscribe to my views, if you don't subscribe to the way I see it? There has to be this group think, especially within the Black culture. And it's so sad, because it's like, if you try to think any way outside of what the formula that we have given you, get them out of here. Yeah, it's very dangerous. And maybe it's not just in Black culture. Maybe we see it, so it's just so black and white. It just seems like it's just so front and center with the council culture, especially with the latest elections. My God, if you do not vote Democrat, then it's like you are evil, counseling you, don't want to hear from you. I don't want to even go to lunch with you. I don't want to even be in the same room with you. It's that serious with some people, y'all. And it's dangerous, and it's very unfortunate, because we can all learn from one another. And the moment you try to box people in and you try to get them all to think in the same way, y'all, it's very dangerous. But let's keep watching.
I'm saying that they have criminalized free thought. People use they, like they gets the blame for everything, right? What schools are doing is exactly what the CIA does with Pixar films and Disney films. They make Bambi's mom die in the beginning, right? And off that pain comes a purchase of ice cream. Off that pain comes, I need some more toys. Off that pain comes, I need a bigger house. Off that pain comes, I need more girls than my wife. Off that pain comes, so they put that pain in to make us, now we're the orphans of capitalism, to make us be consumers. And we need to be a community, not just consumers. So I could have went another 7 minutes by being a person who presents himself in a way that says, well, I don't have to feel your pain because I also have pain too that's not being recognized. And in every interview, when I say, well, why did I get to the point of putting up the tweet? No one wants to understand why I got to that point, right?
You had pain.
Yeah, but let's say this. Undoubtedly, Jewish people have a lot of movies about that pain, and Black people have a lot of movies about the pain of slavery, right? It's almost impossible to find a movie about Mansa Musa. When you go to the African History Museum in Washington, D.C., it doesn't start with the idea of Africans being kings. It starts with the idea of Africans being slaves. Ultimately, I am fighting a battle in the spiritual form. And anyone that believes in God and is looking at this interview would agree with that.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the scripture that is found in John chapter 1, verse 1, where it says, I came to my own, yet they did not recognize me. They rejected me. When you come with such profound truth, let me tell you something about Kanye West and so many chosen vessels that are like him. He's not the only one. When you are a visionary of that magnitude, you speak to the future, and often people are so wrapped up in the moment, in today, that they cannot see past that. And so when you come talking about all of these things that pertain to future and vision, people don't get it. I always say it literally takes people 10 years to wrap their mind around concepts that prophetic people share, and visionaries, which are prophetic people, are visionaries. They don't get it for 10 years, and then they come back and they're like, aha, I get it. I now understand exactly how they were thinking and where they were going, the train of thought. But it takes 10 years. So you're about to hear Kanye say that, like, it takes 10 years for people to really wrap them. And he is right on the money. And when I heard him say that, I was like, yes, you understand. Um, and here's the thing, visionaries such as Kanye West, whether it be Kanye West or men like Moses in the Bible, or President Trump, when you are a visionary of that stature, you have such a work ethic. These people work around the clock. They are so zoned in to the vision. These are people that whoever marries them, you have to be graced to be, you have to be anointed to be married to men of this caliber, to women that have a vision like that, because they are so zoned in. They are so passionate about the vision. They are tireless about the vision. And if you don't understand it, A, you can become jealous of the vision. B, you can grow weary because of all of the energy and the efforts that it takes to pour into the vision. So again, yeah, you definitely have to have a certain grace to be married to such powerful, insightful visionaries. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to add and throw in there. That's a bonus, but let's keep watching.
And I just so happen to be a bright part of God's army. I'm fighting for us to live. The greatest gift is life itself. I am pro-life. I am pro-God. I believe that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior and died for our sins. First of all, knowledge, because knowledge is the most important resource to our species above water. Knowledge it's itself, because then you can go get water. I mean, you can argue, like, if you're a baby, how do you get water? But the baby doesn't have it, so someone with the knowledge then feeds the baby the water. But it's important that those with the knowledge teach the baby how to find the water themselves. And the business people that I've been dealing with have been keeping the baby sick by not sharing the information and the knowledge within inside of those contracts. My people are sick. If I load up Apple Music right now and I play the top songs in the rap chart, I would tell you my people are sick. If I go to the restaurants and opportunity zones and we look at the calorie rating and the cholesterol, I will tell you that my people are sick. If we look at the obesity rate, if you go to just a restaurant somewhere in Middle America, Denny's or something, I went to Denny's the other day, you will see that my people are sick. And my people meaning all people, right? But Black people are very influential to all people. So, right, if the media picks overweight Black women and says this is body goals, then the media are influencing my people to stay sick. After 20 years that I had to call it out in one tweet, that now, even if I say, hey, okay, I was frustrated for these reasons, now it's not good enough. You've literally tried to make me re-apologize 10 times in this meeting, re-say this, re-say that, but it doesn't change the fact that my people are sick, and I'm the only person in my position that will say that my people are sick. Today, not 30 years ago, not 60 years, my people are sick today. 50% of my people's of deaths are abortion today. My people don't have the opportunities today. What I can say is the world is sick, and I have slight images of utopia, slight images of happiness, slight images as a visionary and a creator. And I know for a fact the way that business deals have been done for me are keeping the world sick.
This is why you can never make me hate Kanye. This is why you can never make me believe that he is insane or that he's crazy. because the powers that be, they know how to paint a picture. They know how to sabotage your character. They did it to Michael Jackson, they did it to Prince, they did it to Malcolm. They know what to do, because if they can rob you of your character, if they can rob you of, you know, your sanity, if they can make you look crazy, that is always the first step. Then they can make people not believe you. They can make your voice to be irrelevant. But I don't care what they say. I know what God has called him to be. And so I pray for him. And you should too. Our prayers are powerful to awaken and to bring out the best and to see revival within us all, right? I sure would hope someone would be praying for me and not just see me as this uber celebrity. And so I just go into a bliss because no one prayed for him. This is why he loved his mother so much, because she was the one that was in his corner. And when she left this world, who does he have, really? That's truly, you know, God is back. Who have we seen? Who have we seen, you all? So, yeah, my prayers are with him.
What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten.
Do you think you'll be forgotten?
Because there's ego in memory, in the memories. Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that the person that designed them is forgotten. If it's a good idea, it's a God idea. And no VCs can own it. I think we need to have these healthy conversations. That's what it is. Healthy conversations, healthy dialogues. That's the biggest thing. Like when I first wore the red hat, the conversation is less healthy than it is today. The conversation about George Floyd, you know, it's like, did I send the tweet the right way? Is Candace Owens' documentary perfect? Is what Michael Moore, is that documentary is perfect? Is Century Self, is it fully accurate? You know, 2 to 3 hours of a transmit of information through a particular, usually one person's view. And anything you want to research, if you're interested in it, you got to look at 10 versions of it, 20 versions of it. Vision that I have to a Steve Jobs level, to the point of putting that above my regular human existence, meaning having to go and take all the arrows, that I become a soldier of the vision.
I just wish that, or we'll get to a place, we're not even gonna wish for it, we're gonna get to a place where people just appreciate people while they're here. You know what I'm saying? It's Madonna and Floyd Mayweather, like in the same room. These are legends. So when I saw that, I just told everybody, like, yo, let's go to the back and let's just shoot some pictures. Let's capture these moments. Like, these pictures are gonna be iconic. And years from now, you can go back and say, we had this moment at Delilah's. And we just live in our life, and we're given that energy. We live in that to the maximum. Like, people want you to like go inside. We outside now. So I feel like it's some poking the bear trying to antagonize me or create this like crazy narrative. Because to say someone is crazy, they're trying to take the power away and do anything to get people to not pay attention to me. That's what's so good about the Noriega Drink Champs. It's because they paid attention to me. I changed both of these people's lives, and they're about that. Oh, don't pay attention. He's a rapper. He's this. Like, yeah, I'm a rapper, but obviously I'm a genius too. And yeah, this is America. And when you get strong, just mavericks, black or white, you know, Elon be going through it, Bezos be going through it. But definitely if you add the black component, you add the male component, because any form of separation, there's no such thing as like a 50-50 male-female custody. The American mindset is like it's a 99% female custody. Only time there's male custody is if male got 100% custody. My expectation is to say, look, we ain't gonna be playing these little games, these little throw a stone and hide your hand moves. Little, you know what you did, but then if I scream or react or something, it's like, look at him. He's so crazy. I wasn't crazy when I put the creative director Skims. I wasn't crazy when we made $2 billion. If I got 10 and you got 2, what mind help that out? You know what I'm saying? There has to be a respect for that for me as a creative that's working on food, clothing, shelter, communication, education. We got a basketball team, transportation, all these ideas that I'm building with, mavericks of the world on and major companies with. And I go home and it's my solace comes from seeing my kids and getting a solid schedule. That's why I even got the house. They flipped it in the media like there was something wrong with me getting a house next to my kid. You see, when my mom took me from Atlanta to Chicago, my dad didn't come to the coldest and most dangerous city in the world to be next to me. He said I wanted to stay down in Atlanta because of my career. It's nothing with my career, with this rap, with this media, with none of that that's gonna keep me from my children. And that's what I want everybody to know. Don't play with me, don't play with my children, and ain't no security gonna get in between me and my children, and you ain't finna gaslight me, you ain't gonna run this narrative on me. We're gonna make it better. And the people that's against me is like, yo, I know I might have a different way, or God is using me in a different way than how it's always been done, but this world is broken. It's like, work with me. Everybody know that Ye is the living, breathing Steve Jobs, living, breathing Disney, Ford, Howard Hughes. At this point, my track record is too flawless. You get me in the ring on something that's creative and anything you show it, I'm gonna simplify it. Like, people wanna keep things the same and people wanna change it because they're afraid, but what I wanna just say to everybody, man, you don't have to be afraid of change. I'm an empath. I want the best things for everybody, and I do feel like there's a blue water where there's places that we can agree on. I always wanted to meet with Bernie Sanders, and he refused to meet with me. But I always thought that there were things that he agreed with that the earlier administration agreed with also.
This was before you were with Trump or after?
This is just around the time when I was wearing the red hat. And Bernie met with Cardi, but wouldn't meet with me. And, I just felt like if I'm this polarizing of a character, why not meet with us? Because even Ice Cube told me this story where, he said Dr. Dre came to him while he was an architect. He was in college to be an architect. And he had the vinyl in front of him and said, man, you need to roll with us and do this group. And Dre had to talk him into leaving school. But when you see how Cube's mind just don't go with the programming, he's an architect, right? And in this media world, the way they kept us enslaved and entrapped was that we didn't communicate, and we didn't communicate to each other. You know what I'm saying? People love me, and we love ourselves, and we ready for something different. Our fathers have been strategically taken out of the homes since the 80s. Drugs been strategically put there. All the guns, the Dracos, all of that been strategically put there to gaslight us and to have us attacking each other. Jay-Z said something really amazing to me. He said, man, it's like crabs in a barrel. And Jay-Z said, but crabs shouldn't be in a barrel. And we've been put in a barrel. And we need to be free and move side to side or however we want to go. And it's a lack of freedom, and we don't even realize. Cancel culture, bro. This is from the main person that's been canceled that will not be canceled, period, bro. Your voice is the most powerful thing you have. And it works in a few ways. It works visually, it works performance-wise, it works through art curation, it works on music, of course, videos. And I think I give a good interview now. I think people can see me, feel me. I've been through some things because I'm not just all rich, blah, 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 look, it's perfect. This is a great moment in my life. What my Christian brothers will come to me and say, it's thank God for these moments. Thank God for the pain. Thank God for this, because in that, he is strong. When we are low, when we are at our lowest, that's when God can come to his highest. Because how can something change if we're in groupthink? There's gonna be someone who doesn't take the program. And so I take accountability for when I've been ramped up and not had the right mood and attitude, but it was necessary for me to not take the programming and then to not, you know, take the bullying and the manipulation. They want all celebrities in a position, basketball players, rappers, have to say, yo, we're voting in the same party as the media controlled party, which is the Democrats. The majority of people who own the media are aligned with the Democrats. So if you don't align with them, they literally is like, your career is going to be over. That was really the biggest reason why I went to the hospital. Every day, imagine everyone in your life telling you your career is going to be over if you don't vote for Hillary Clinton. I don't have no connection to this person. And why do you have to defend your right? Why do you have to defend your right? What little rights we got? We got like 13th Amendment in the Constitution. We got literal amendments only based on, aimed at black people to lock us up. But then we're defending the rights that we fought for. What's the point of fighting and winning to vote if you got to defend who you gonna vote on? Like, I always had a difference of opinion to everyone in grammar school, everyone in high school. And I think, you know, a lot of times I'm ahead of my time, 10 years ahead of my time, 20 years ahead of my time. And as a leader and a visionary, I got to take a responsibility to be able to communicate to the people who follow me, where are we going, man? Where is this going? And there was a blurry time where people are just feeling lost. They didn't know where they was going. Even for Kim, she's like, where are you going? Where are you going? I know how to get there. I know what this is. I've been going here my whole life. You're talking about building sustainable communities and all that, and how this is going to be, you know, better. And people just don't understand sometimes where I'm headed. I have to take that responsibility as a visionary to move just a little bit slower, stop, explain, you know, where we're going. And I feel that there's a lot more people along for the ride now, because I am a future president. It might not be 2-3 years from now. I might not, but you know, ain't never been a situation I went in that I didn't make it better. I'm an industrialist.
So I hope that y'all enjoyed the Kanye West video, the inspiring motivational clips of Ye. I feel as though that we all could learn so much. We could all glean from some of the words of wisdom that he had to offer. But more than anything, I hope that it really helped you to think outside of the box. Sometimes when we're around people who think like us and don't have another perspective, it doesn't help us to stretch ourselves and to see a new way. And you may not agree with everything that Kanye says, but maybe it will encourage you to research, to study, to have a new perspective, to have ears to hear something different that maybe you were not open to before. So to end this video, I want to share this inspiring quote from Kanye's mother. I shared it yesterday, but I'm going to put it on this clip as well. This intimate conversation between him and his mother, where she reminds him, Kanye, remember who you are. A giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. And it's such a powerful quote because it reminds you that sometimes you can be so great. You can have so much talent, such as he does, and not even see it within yourself, especially when the world is constantly telling you what you're not. So I hope that it inspires you to remember who you are. Take a look.
Exciting, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah, can you believe it?
I can believe it the way you are. Somebody got to do it. You play tracks like Michael Jordan shoots free throws. Anybody does something that much and that long and is that good, it's got to pay off. Can't go there and do nothing but blow up. Yeah. Isn't that fun? Yeah. The main thing is getting to do something that you really love to do. Right. But you know what, I was thinking about something I was going to say to you, Kanye, that I thought was important. How you were down to earth and everything, but you know you got a lot of confidence. Come off a little arrogant even though you're humble and everything. But it'd be important to remember that the giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think I come off too arrogant?
No, come off just right. It's because it's what's inside. Because you can't be a star and not be a star. You gotta have some oomph about you. You don't wanna just go saying, oh, I'm just really not all that, but thank you anyway. Nothing like that. I'm not saying come off like that. I think the way you handle yourself is really just perfect. But at the same time, if you remember, like, to stay on the ground, and you can be in the air all at the same time. That's what I think it means when it says a giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. Everybody else sees the giant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know.